This is a Walkaround of the Modox Vengeance. This is a T20 skid steer transmission model, meaning that you mainly shift it from forward to reverse, and to turn the vehicle you simply pull back one of the control levers. It locks up that side of wheels while the other side spins it around. We use the same upper and lower bodies as the Fort Mac models and the XL model, meaning they look very similar from the outside, but the internals are what's different between each model. Standard on every Modox is a 14-inch wide Vendetta tire. The Vendetta Tire is our own tire design, designed specifically for amphibious vehicles. So the sidewalls are designed to be tough enough for sticks, twigs, rocks, but we've made them soft enough for great ride quality. The paddle tread design is designed specifically for pushing the Modox into the water. So you simply drive in the water and the tires will propel you. It goes approximately 3 miles an hour. If you want to go a little bit quick in the water, we've got an outboard motor kit that can be driven from the operator's seat of the Modox with the starter button, the forward and reverse and throttle lever. We use our Modoxes out on the trail just as much as our customers do, and we want as much ground clearance as possible. You'll notice an extra set of bolts with a piece of plastic. This is our skid plate system. So bolts to the front of the machine, it runs all the way down, and then bolts on the back side of the vehicle. This is just to add extra protection to the lower body. Continuing on, we have a bilge pump outlet right here. This is used for pumping water out of the machine if you have a little bit inside. On the back of the Modox, we have a couple neat features. The first are dual drain plugs. These are a screw-in, screw-out drain plugs, so you can use them as many times as you want. Also on the back of the Modox is our 2-inch receiver hitch. This bolts directly to the frame for structural integrity. So this you can use for a couple different options. We have our outboard motor, our rear winch, or you can even tow an amphibious trailer with it. This model is essentially the base model Modox Vengeance. You can have a side fill tank, a rear fill tank, the brush guards are optional on the Modox, however most people purchase them to protect their winch and front body. The Viper winch is standard on the Modox. We have a few different options depending on your application. Now the winch is controlled from the inside on the driver's seat, or we have a remote outlet access so you can plug in the winch and operate it from the outside. We strive to have a full instrument panel for the operator to understand everything that's going on in the Modox. We have fuel level gauge, transmission oil temperature, and engine oil temperature, as well as a voltmeter and hour meter. On the top you'll notice a few switches. The first is headlights on and off, the winch button in and out, the heated throttle cable, meaning the throttle cable that is connected to the operator lever. During the winter it's best to preheat cables before you use them. And we also have the bilge pump on and off button. We've left 2 blank switches here that owners may use to implement their own accessories or when they purchase accessories from Modox. We have an engine warning light, the parking brake light, and an engine oil low warning light as well. Right here you'll see that we have 2 different sockets. One is a 12-volt car style socket, the other are 2 USB sockets. The Modox is controlled by 2 different levers. The left lever controls the left side wheels, while the right lever controls the right side. On the right side control lever is the throttle lever. More throttle means the machine will go quicker, less throttle will go slower. Next to the operator's seat is a parking brake, and all front occupants also have seat belts. In the middle of the Modox is a glove box, and towards the right side for the passenger is a grab bar T-handle. Inside the rear of the Modox are seats that go along each side of the engine cover. Check out our list of accessories to see just about everything that we put in these machines. On top of the engine cover we have a little spot that you can hold up to 20 pounds of weight. We use these for strapping coolers, miscellaneous tools, first aid kit, you name it, you can put it up there as long as it's under 20 pounds. On top of the Modox is our folding roll bar system. This is helicopter grapple certified. The roll bar has bolts in the center of it, meaning that you can unpin the roll bar towards the front of the machine and you can tilt it backwards. This makes it really easy for loading in enclosed trailers with a height restriction. When you're out on the trail and you need to get inside your machine quickly, you may remove all of these parts over here without a single tool. Our seats are held in by Velcro strips, the floorboards simply lift out, and the engine cover is held in by 2 simple latches. Inside of this particular engine is a 26 horsepower Kohler EFI engine. Every engine in the Modox is fuel injection. There is no carburetor or no choke to worry about. You'll notice on the passenger side of the vehicle is an oil cooler. This is meant for the T20 transmission. You'll also notice there's an inline oil filter in the transmission line. This is to keep the fluid nice and clean while you're operating it. If you'd like more access to the inside of the machine, you can remove the seat back by removing all the wing nuts that go completely around the seat, and it will simply just pop out. With that seat back out of the Modox, you have complete open access to every component inside the vehicle. It's simple to maintain, easy to work on. The rear style chain adjusters are easy as well. Simply loosen the lower jam nut, tighten or loosen the top nut, and then retighten the jam nut. The chains may be quickly adjusted throughout the entire Modox, including the transmission. The chain inside this machine is a single chain setup. You may upgrade to a twin style chain throughout the machine. So the engine is simply driving the transmission through a CVT clutch system. This clutch has a belt connecting the engine to the transmission clutch. Once the engine begins to spin the transmission has an output on both the driver and passenger side. Each side of chain run each side of wheels. So simply the chain coming off this side goes to our jack shaft system. You'll notice that the parking brake is on the jack shaft system as well. We have twin chain running down to the second axle, which powers the first axle as seen up here, and a daisy chains to the other axles. You'll notice on the control levers on the inside of the machine, they're connected to high quality roller bearings. This is to keep the machine as precise as possible without any mechanical slop. Also inside the front floorboard area of the machine are the chain adjusters for the front chains. You simply loosen the jam nut, you tighten or loosen the chain adjusters, and then you retighten the jam nut. We use 1.5" axles to keep everything nice and strong. The battery is right under the driver's seat. It's on quick connect terminals, so you can simply pop those off within seconds. Overall, the Modox Vengeance dominates its class in skid steer amphibious ATVs. As a ground clearance, creature comforts, and easy accessibility as the XL and the Fort Mac, with the budget-friendly T20 skid steer transmission. We have spent years designing the machine that we have always wanted to own, and we are happy to announce that you may own it too.